Low rank players likely have the most problems in Marvel Rivals. Aside from lacking skills with base fundamental mechanics, players will also have poor game sense and decision making. I'm Prophet, and today we're going to break down common low rank mistakes, how to fix them, and ultimately how to rank up fast in Marvel Rivals. Let's break down the 3 core standards, as I call them, of ranking up and how to improve on each one of them. A lot of players get lost in the sauce watching guides on how to animation cancel, get better aim, learn general team compositions, or even counters to certain heroes, and even do occasional VOD reviewing. And here's a secret on how to get out of low elo. You don't need to do any of those things. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. We're going to make this so simple you can leverage this every season without doing any hard work or practice. And you might be thinking, oh, I'm not afraid of some hard work. Stop it. Yes, you are. You wouldn't be stuck in platinum if you knew what you were doing. And I say this with love, like an older brother giving a younger brother a wedgie. You kind of deserve it because you don't see it coming, and I'm stronger than you. So let's fix that. Here's an incredibly important concept. This concept I want you to understand is your rank doesn't actually matter in Marvel Rivals. Every time you queue up for a game, you should be looking to improve your skill level and not your actual rank. Really think about this. If you play to actually improve instead of playing to rank up, your rank will actually correlate with your skill level. For example, if I'm playing like a Grandmaster to Celestial tier player and my rank is only Silver currently, eventually, if I play enough games, I'm gonna reach Grandmaster or Celestial. But if I'm only actually playing to rank up, say I'm Silver, and I just want to get to Gold, but I'm not playing to actually improve, it's gonna take me longer to reach Gold. And the reason for that is I'm not learning anything with this particular approach. I only get tilted when I lose because I have to win at all costs, and I'm not actively working on my weaknesses or using these pillows we're breaking down in this video. The best thing you can do is to come into every game with a mindset of wanting to improve and not to play for a rank increase. Now, the first step of the 3 standards plan is to understand your role in Marvel Rivals. And we're going to really break this down. And it's also really simple. Each role has a job, and when everyone does their job, the team flows. We've all been on teams like this, when it's good or when it's bad. Strategists keep people alive and enable plays. Vanguards make space and start fights on your terms. And Duelists convert that space into damage and hopefully picks. When one piece breaks, the whole rhythm kind of stumbles. Here's what that looks like in a real game. Your Strategist locks Invisible Woman and tunnels on damage instead of healing simultaneously. Now, your Vanguard has to play scared because no one's topping them up. Less space gets made because of this. Your Duelists lose clean sight lines, and suddenly every fight feels difficult. Feels like you're chugging along, you're not pushing forward, you're getting stuck in spawn maybe. And that's not bad luck. That's a player failing to do their role, or probably multiple in this case. And yes, there are times when you should DPS as a strategist, but you need to strike a balance here. Low ranks are full of role confusion. Strategists frontlining, Duelists ignoring flyers, Vanguards ignoring the point like they have an allergy to it. Fixing this is step 1. Know what your hero is supposed to accomplish in your comp, position for that goal, and look for specific interactions your lineup is built to win. Do that, and your game sense gets easier fast. Look for opportunities your role is equipped to handle easily. If you're playing the Punisher, you can easily take out Penny's nest, Namor's Monstro spawns, keep the pressure up on flyers, and beating down Groot's walls. You may not need to handle every single one of those items in a match, but I kid you not, there are games where you're going to have to do all of that as well. And that's not you getting the short end of the stick for teammates, by the way. We all have to deal with that. Your job is to understand what your team needs most from your role in a given round, and to be conscious of that for the entirety of the fight so you can stand and deliver. That's how you improve and ultimately rank up. Speaking of foundations, if this is already clicking and you're thinking, you're saving my Marvel Rivals life, do me a solid, consider subscribing. Only 8% of you are subscribed at the moment. With your help, I can get access to new content and heroes. I've never had early access to anything before. Help me help you. And thank you for the support. Back to the video. Phase 2 is how you actually play the map. Communication, spacing, and positioning. Communication. You can get by without this one, and I know a lot of you insist on not using it, but I'm still going to include it here for anyone on the fence. If you use voice comms, use your mic with intent. Call low HP targets, key cooldowns burned, and simple plans like portal. Keep it short so people can actually act. You can even type it out if it doesn't hinder your gameplay. Communication is simple, but it's often the difference between winning and losing. You will have multiple teammates in Grandmaster lobbies who don't know they should portal back to the fight. A simple, hey Iron Fist, you need to portal back to us, can be the difference between an overtime win or a frustrating loss. Spacing. Play in your hero's power band. For example, Moon Knight hits full damage inside of 30 meters. Default to just inside that range, close enough to shred but far enough to live. You have no excuse not to have an idea of how far this is for whoever you main in game. If you play a melee character, your range is easy enough, but you need to understand your engagement spacing and what your disengagement spacing looks like. How far is Magic's dash? The Thing's heavy haymaker, etc. Go into the practice range and warm up for a good 5 to 20 minutes so you know how your specific hero's range feels. Learn to play around this range. You're not always going to be able to, but you need to know what this looks and feels like so you can position accordingly and set yourself up for success more often than not. And speaking of positioning and high ground. High ground gives you vision, safety, and free headshots. In higher lobbies, both teams fight for it before the first shot gets even shot off. But you get the idea. Build the habit now, pre-position high, force them to cross danger to touch you. This is one of the most important pieces of this video. Most players don't utilize high ground enough or properly, even in higher ranks. It makes you harder to hit. You could technically be wide out in the open, but if you are simply on an elevated surface, you merely need to walk backward and you're no longer in line of sight of the enemy. This is incredibly potent. It's an additional tool you have at your disposal that the enemy team is either forced to answer or they may not even be equipped to properly answer, which is even better for you and your team. Once you understand this, like really understand this, you'll notice it increases your damage output substantially because it increases your uptime. You're not having to duck back from taking shots as much. There are heroes in this game who don't have answers for someone on high ground. Remember this. This brings us to the third part of our 3 standards plan for ranking up. Marvel Rivals team fights. Just like with gameplay, there are 3 crucial elements to master during team fights: target priority, aggression, and ultimate usage. So during team fights, it's essential to communicate which enemy you're currently engaging. This allows your teammates to focus fire on the same target and secure eliminations. This is why you have some stomps and sometimes you get rolled, because you guys are not targeting the same enemy. Usually the highest priority targets are the strategists. Whenever possible, focus them first. The team that eliminates strategists first typically wins the team fight, and strategists provide massive utility and healing. Remove them and you'll likely win unless the fight was already close. Next, watch for opportunities to be aggressive against your opponents. When you spot an opening, especially when the enemy team has burned key cooldowns, take it. A prime example is using Black Panther's ultimate after enemies have used their abilities. His ultimate, like many others, can change the momentum of a game and force players to retreat from team fights. However, and this is particularly important for lower ranks, don't initiate with Black Panther's ultimate. That makes you a prime target for all enemy crowd control. You need to bait out the key cooldowns first, then ult. Speaking of ultimates, timing is crucial, but equally important is not hoarding them. Going back to the Black Panther example, don't wait for that perfect 2 to 3 man vibranium slash. All that waiting time could be spent farming another ultimate, giving your team the advantage. Marvel Rivals is a lot more like chess than what you realized, isn't it? So instead, look for opportunities to use your ultimate almost immediately. This prevents you from holding onto it unnecessarily and gives you flexibility to switch characters if needed. Holding ultimates in Marvel Rivals is one of the worst mistakes you can make because it wastes tremendous value. You could be attacking opponents and charging up another ultimate instead. Climbing in Marvel Rivals isn't just about basics, it's about developing that mental edge that separates good players from great ones. Low and high ranks are plagued by tilt, where one bad team fight sends players spiraling. But with a positive outlook, you flip that script. Treat every loss as a lesson. My spacing was off. Next time, I'll stick to high ground like Obi-Wan. This mindset doesn't just help in-game, it builds real-life resilience where setbacks become setups for comebacks. And for anyone watching at this point, here are some bonuses for you. Let's expand on roles since that's the first piece. Take Vanguards like Hulk. Your job is absorbing damage and disrupting, not chasing kills like a duelist all the time. Hulk has a different approach here, he's nuanced. So playing Hulk while flanking or diving on the enemy backline solo leaves your team exposed, like abandoning a group project to do your own thing. So focus on creating space and watch your duelist shine. For duelists like Iron Man, prioritize poke damage from safety. Don't dive in thinking you're invincible or you'll feed. And same thing with positioning higher up. You shouldn't stay in the same position for long. Think like a few seconds and then switch it up. Don't give that enemy Phoenix time to adjust to where you are on the map. You should constantly be repositioning, off-angling, maybe even flanking if it makes sense. Strategists like Luna Snow should prioritize healing over greedy DPS. Your ult is a game changer when timed correctly. There's a time and a place to DPS, absolutely, but as a strategist especially, you cannot die. If you die, your team likely loses. Remember that. Dying in any role isn't good, but you should put more mental points on this stat as a strategist. Moving to gameplay details. Cooldown tracking is huge. And it doesn't need to be as much of a mental chore in these ranks. If you remember one key cooldown from one key enemy, it's all you need to get out of the metal ranks. If you're playing against a Magneto, abilities like his bubble can swing fights, but if he burns it early, that leaves him and his team open to massive combo or ult damage. Call it out. Magneto's bubble is down. Now, your Doctor Strange has a better chance of getting his ultimate off. This awareness sharpens decision making and also mirrors managing energy in real life. Don't waste effort on minor issues. Save it for impactful moments. Strategic thinking keeps you cool under pressure. Aim improvement ties in here too. Low ranks struggle with fundamentals, so use aim trainers, and consistent practice, like even 10 minutes daily, can boost accuracy noticeably. Also mentally, treat missed shots as data, not failures. What needs adjusting? Okay. Next, this kind of growth mindset builds confidence that carries into everything. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned you don't need to worry about team compositions, and that's true. You can rank up and out of low elo without understanding team comp dynamics. You have to remember, if you're in lower ranks, there are hundreds of decisions you're making that are suboptimal most likely. I'm offering ways to cut down the noise so you can make a small but relevant action plan. If I give you a list of 45 things you need to do every day, what do you think the likelihood of you doing it consistently over a period of weeks or maybe even months would be? I'll answer it for you, almost zero. And you don't need to do this either, so let's keep it simple. However, team compositions matter more and more as you rank up. Counterpicking is key in certain situations. Enemy heavy on ground heroes? Go flyers like Human Torch or Storm. Also, don't one trick. Flexibility wins. You can watch pro streams for ideas like how they swap mid-round. Pros do this, so you should too. Healing for your backline is another gameplay gem. As a Vanguard, don't tunnel vision the front. Glance back. I have an entire video dedicated to this alone. Shield your Adam Warlock from sneaky Loki. Duelist should help peel too. It's a team effort. Low ranks ignore this, leading to quick picks. Master it, and your win rate climbs. Ultimate economy a bit deeper here. Track enemy ultimates. Has it been a while since that Emma Frost ulted? Save your shield to protect your backline. Also, don't waste your ultimate into counters. Wait for windows like we talked about. Map knowledge. Learn flanks and understand choke points on every map. Position to control them early. High ground? Always contest it before fights begin. Toxicity handling. This one's easy. Mute the haters. Focus on growth. Positive mental attitude blocks out noise, keeping you in the zone. Gear and setup. This, honestly, is overrated. A solid mouse helps aim, but skills come first. Warm up before queuing to prime yourself for success. I do anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes depending on my time that I have, the day, my mood, all of that. Community engagement. Join Marvel Rivals Discord servers. Discuss strategies. It's also fun, and with this AI trend lately, we could all use more humanity in our lives. By utilizing this overall 3-pronged rank up plan, you'll understand your role in Marvel Rivals, know what to do during gameplay, and master team fights. Combined with an improvement mindset, this won't just help you rank up faster, it'll help you achieve the rank you've always wanted. If you have questions about specific situations, drop a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. I need your help to make really cool content. And check out this video where I rank every hero by climbing difficulty here. Until next time.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.